We are recording.
All right, it is 6 o'clock on Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. We'll call our meeting to order. Start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next we'll have the roll call.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister. Coolman. Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Okay, do we have an approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Lyon,
Second.
seconded by
Everybody.
seconded by Bennett. Go ahead and take the roll.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Coolman.
I'm
Alinger.
sorry. I'm
Bennett.
He's
confused
shaking
here.
his head.
Simonson.
Did we not do the roll call already or approve the agenda? I must be backwards
We're
here.
doing the approval of agenda right now.
Right now, yeah.
I apologize.
Okay,
Thank you.
That's fine. That's fine. Did you get through the list, Judy?
I did.
Okay. We move to number 5, which is public participation. We have somebody who wanted to address the council.
My name's John Bahodi. I live in the First Ward. The reason I'm here tonight is I would like to see the number of days that we shoot off fireworks reduced from the 7 it currently is, maybe down to like July 3rd and July 4th. And the main reason is because of how it affects animals. My wife and I have 3 small dogs, and they are terrified from the last week in June till about the middle of July. I know it's allowed for 7 days, but it starts before July 1st and it goes till after July 7th. So that's basically my reason for being here. And if you think about it, the 7-day window we have, it starts at 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and an extra hour on the 4th of July. You let them shoot fireworks for 92 hours, which, I don't know. I like fireworks, but a fireworks program, you know, if it lasts an hour, it's a good fireworks program, you know, and then it's done, so. And I know it goes on, they start before the 1st of July because I have a public record. This is from the Maquoketa paper it's a couple years ago, it's from 2002, so I've been thinking about this for a while. June 24th of 2022, fireworks complaint. June 26th, fireworks complaint, debris falling on a vehicle, fireworks complaint, and then numerous ones for fireworks after midnight, 1:57 a.m., 2 a.m., you know. So I was just hoping we could reduce the number of days that they're allowed to shoot them. I know they're going to continue to do it, but maybe it would reduce the number of days that we have to put up with it.
We take it up in public safety, I suppose would be the place to take it to. Take it to the Public Safety Committee, and they'd be the ones, that'd be where it'd have to start, is right there. And see
Okay.
what they have to say about it, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Fun. When we spoke on the phone, you were talking about other towns nearby us. What day, how many days do they have theirs?
I think Davenport only allows it the 3rd and the 4th of July. I don't know about other cities. I don't know if you can even shoot fireworks in DeWitt legally. And Illinois, I know, which is not Iowa, but Illinois, they're banned completely. But I'm pretty sure Davenport is the 3rd and the 4th. And then I'm sure there's a fine, you know, if you're caught doing them before or after that, so.
When is the next public safety meeting that he could attend? Anybody know?
It's every other month, and we just had a recent one. I was just going to ask John for his email so he can be tagged in that distribution, just so he knows when it is.
Oh, good.
So if you could email manager@maquoketaia.com, I'll make sure that you're tagged in that public distribution of that meeting for Public Safety Committee.
Okay,
So I believe the next one is in September, and it's usually, I think it's the first Wednesday in September. I have to confirm off of our meetings list, though.
okay. All right. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
you.
Thanks for coming.
But I mean, I got multiple calls this year, people recommending the same thing, reducing the number of days. A couple that are drugging their 2 dogs and sleeping in their basement for an entire week with music playing, trying to just get through the week. You know, I don't have pets that can hear. But it seems, you know, I like fireworks too, but it gets a little
I
crazy.
got a lot of calls, and I spent a lot of time speaking with him, and he was just a small number of complaints, but I had calls from other wards as well that they couldn't get a hold of council members, or they just felt like I was approachable, so, but there was, I'm talking probably about 17
I had a
different
number, I had a number
folks.
of complaints too about it, and I'm sure that if we check the police logs, I'll bet they had even more complaints than we
Yeah.
all got.
Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to know what the police log count was, or do people just assume that?
Oh, no, they like to complain.
Well, okay.
I am glad though that people are complaining because this was a hot topic when we enlisted to the 7 days. And personally, I was very vocal against the 7 days. It's ridiculous.
What was it before the 7?
3 or 5, don't hold me to that, but it was considerably less, or maybe it was even the day after or day before, something like that. But, you know, we have to respect what military and things like that too. And
Yeah.
3 to 5 days is
More than ample.
right. And
Yeah.
I personally like fireworks. I watch fireworks. I enjoy them. It has nothing to do with it, but there is hazards to go with that too for a week long.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's see, we'll just bring it up public safety and start from
I
there.
hope it gets looked into and figured out better.
Councilman Coolman, are you hearing us okay?
I'm having a really hard time hearing the meeting. I know it's something about the fireworks and lessening the time that we have to light them off. I think we should just talk about it at the safety committee meeting. I mean, we've had this discussion every year for the last 5 years. I don't know. I think we should talk about it there.
Okay, I guess we're all in agreement. All right, we'll
I
move
mean,
on.
my personal opinion on it, I love fireworks. I don't want to see anything changed in it. That's just where I sit on the situation, but I'm open to discuss something.
Okay,
Yeah, hopefully some of the other complaints can find out that there's a meeting and come like John did. So.
all right, with that, we're gonna move on. We have no public presentations, we have no regular presentations, but we do have the consent agenda, which is the minutes from the July. We have the minutes from the July 1, 2024 regular city council meeting, bills payable through July 15th, 2024 in the amount of $813,783.82. We have the June monthly financials. We have a renewal of a Class C retail alcohol permit for Timber Lanes Bowling, and a renewal of a Class E retail alcohol sales for Casey's number 2846.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Lyon, seconded by Rickroll. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Lyon,
Yes.
Coolman,
Yes.
Yep.
Alinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes,
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Hey, that all passes. We have no old business, so we'll move right into new business. Item A is a resolution declaring items as surplus equipment and authorizing sale by sealed bid. So, Mate,
Thank you, Mayor, Council, and thanks for coming tonight and not yesterday night in the storm. I'm sure you didn't want to spend 3 hours with me in the basement. This item is a follow-up surplus declaration for some pretty specialized lab equipment related to closing our lab, which we talked about with our Public Works Committee. So the state of Iowa had a violation with our lab that we did not come into compliance for several years, and that's besides the point. And we used to contract in water testing, and eventually they just said, you know what, it's better if it's an independent review anyway, and that's the direction we listened to, and that's what we're doing. And so it's a cost-effective measure for us too. It's just we have some valuables in that lab still we'd like to move out, and Jen's kind of cleaning house at the moment and needs to get these to the market for offers, and that's why this is before you tonight. Do you have anything to add, Jen?
No, I don't think so.
So move.
Okay, we have a motion by Simonson. Second. Seconded by Alinger. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Coolman,
Yes, yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rick Earl.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Item B is a resolution awarding Cardinal Crossfit a downtown incentives grant, Façade Grant, up to $3,200 upon verification of completion of work and final qualified costs. So, go ahead.
Thank you, Council and Mayor. These next two items are related, and it's great this program's seemingly more popular this year. These two items we met with the Downtown Incentives Committee on July 10th. The first one of these is a smaller one. This is for painting of the present siding that's there and a finishing of metal trim work. It fits into the facade program. It was supported by the Downtown Incentives Committee. Still have some decent budget room left for the year, and we could see more of these in the near future.
So moved.
Okay, we got a motion by Lyon, seconded by Rick Roll. And if we have no discussion, take the roll.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rick Earl.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Yeah, that passes. Item C is a resolution awarding Fred and Sharon Droste a downtown incentives grant, commercial interior grant in the amount of $10,000 upon verification of completed work and final qualifying costs.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a commercial interior grant, and it's a bigger building than just. It's a bigger building than just women's health services, but the part that is receiving the rehabilitation is specifically that business that includes different flooring, a lot of fixture remodeling, and they're in the total amount of $45,000, and the grant limit on this is $10,000. So that's what the request is, and that's where we're at on this one. And just so you all know, in this program, there is a $15,000 policy cap to these programs, and sometimes people do combinations, but with these, they're not full asks, but we try to stay equitable for businesses and properties that are seeking this. And like I said, it's kind of a first come, first served program. It's a good way for people to keep investing in old property downtown because it can be very, very expensive to remodel and keep up with 1800 property, if you know what I mean. But yeah, if you have any other questions on this now or in the future, I'd be happy to answer them because it's something that usually we are explaining to downtown business owners and hope they get encouraged and inspired to invest in property.
Okay, we have a motion by Alinger,
Second.
seconded by Bennett. We have no more discussion. Go ahead and take the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rick Earl.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Okay, passes. Item D is a discussion and possible motion approving payment in the amount of $25,005 to Bill Miller Wood Products for grinding at the brush site. So go ahead.
Thank you. Well, thankfully, after last night's storm, we don't have another one of these to be pending. I think we got spared compared to Wyoming and Davenport and just north of Dubuque. So, you know, John and I are both thrilled this morning that we didn't have any real work to do because I thought it was going to be bad. But so this is a uniquely large bill, as I wrote. We're going to be applying for reimbursement based off the emergency declaration, but for now, this really needs to be approved through our budget. It wipes out the budget line for this service every year. There's likely to be a pretty good amendment on the general fund. You know, why it's a discussion and motion of a payment here is we're not actually under contract presently with any brush removal and grinding. So it's pretty likely here this fall we'll bid out specifications and try to get a competitive hourly rate on folks. Just know that the market's probably a little bit small for this scale of removal.
I'll move.
Okay, we have a motion by Lyon,
Second.
seconded by Rickroll. What do you guys do with the chips from the grinding? Do you just leave them in a pile out there?
No, they haul them
Oh,
away.
they haul them away too?
Yep.
Okay. All right, if we have more discussion, then take the roll.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rick Earl.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister. Nope, sorry, Coolman,
Yes.
Alinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Item E is a discussion and possible motion approving total payment in the amount of $418,280.97 for Pay App 2 and 3 submitted by KE Flatwork.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. There was a bill submission last week that fell on the other side of the due date, and we have a 3-week break, and they recalled the billing error themselves. So I wanted to get this through, which is why this is outside the consent agenda bills list. It's just routine business. It's contract backed. I just wanted to make sure that they were paid appropriately.
So moved.
Okay, we had a motion by Lyon,
Second.
seconded by Bennett. If there's no discussion, take the roll.
Rickrell,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Coolman,
Yes.
Alinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Item F is a resolution fixing date for a public hearing on proposal to convey certain real property to Maquoketa Community School District pursuant to a proposed real estate purchase agreement. So go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is probably the heaviest item on this agenda, and all it is setting a public hearing, but I did want to take a deeper explanation on what this is and start introducing it. So the city and school district have been cooperating with each other, are sharing attorney services unless something goes south. That hasn't happened so far. But we're at a point now where we have to call a public hearing to discuss this school and city transaction. An item later in this agenda recommends a planning and zoning recommendation as well. It's the last item. But in short, it's you know, I've talked to a school board member today. I've talked to Tara Notes, the superintendent. I think the community understands that this is likely to happen, and likely, I'm going to use the word destiny, because they need to right size and make their district more efficient, and this transaction makes it possible. And you know, their plans, as far as I understand, are to use this space as far as their building design goes, and for the parking lot to also go in that north section of Little Bear Park with some incorporated green space on the north side, so it does not all turn into asphalt and parking lot. And the council's been pretty clear with the school district along the way that if there's mature trees to save, please save them and incorporate that into the space and keep those mature trees. So overall, I just have nothing but good things to say about this process so far. The school district haven't had any sort of public comment besides attempting to keep as many trees as possible in this. And this is going to start next several meetings. There will be different actions that ultimately lead to the closing of this, assuming it passes. Do you have any questions on this or concerns that I can relay?
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion by Simonson,
Second.
seconded by Lyon. If we have no more discussion, take the roll.
Lyon,
Yes.
Coolman, Alinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickrell,
Yes.
Okay, that motion does pass. Make it to item G, which is a resolution approving professional services agreement with WHKS for the Destination Iowa Prairie Creek Trail Bridge and Trailhead Engineering Services in the amount of $69,980. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Long story short, and I can get into a lot of detail from the beginning of June to now, but I mean, there was a point where we didn't think the engineering was possible on this project due to timelines, and it changed hands from an engineering party to WHKS, who had to verify that things could even be done at this point. So that's where we're at with the Jackson County Conservation Board and Jackson County. Is there was a lot of work and research with the DOT and the DNR to even check to even if the rest of this project was even possible. And we returned to that working committee on this project and had pretty good things to report. And in fact, the plans potentially would have called for a hydraulic study if the Prairie Creek drainage was 60 square miles. It's 56 or 57. If property where the trail is in city limits, it's just 2. And if you think about the location of some of these things, we were just flirting with some extra steps in this. So we got really lucky. And, you know, I know that WHKS has been in the right position as an engineering firm for us for a long time. And that's part of the discussion we had. But they came to the drawing board with upwards of a $90,000 offer. They kind of scaled things back because the problem here is we're not using Jackson County or Jackson County Conservation Board staff time anymore. These expenses now have to be qualified against the grant, and they can be. So what they're going to do is engineer out the full project, but there's the possibility eventually of cutting out what would be a bridge at, I guess, what would be upstream. So there's the possibility there might be a project cut in there to make sure that the budget is exactly where it should to be. But their plan is to engineer this out and then keep a bridge on the shelf for them to finish out with another grant resource to get this fully enclosed and back to the vision of what it totally should be. We've communicated with all the parties that are affected by this and really had to do a lot of lifting to get this proposal in front of the council. It wasn't easy, but we've made it there with all involved parties. We expect to have this project fully engineered for by about mid-October and bidding it in November. We have to accept award by December 31st. So there's going to be some coordination to get all this done. And the state's, the administering body of this, the EDA, is fully aware of the progress here and is aware that this is going to get tight. So we've done all our reporting at this point, and at this juncture, it's just one of those things that we have to approve this agreement, and it's in our accounting system at we're the leading funding body of this. And then at the end of the day, when the grant balances out, we'll have a nice project, but we can't get there unless we have the engineering finished and the bids made. So that's what this is in front of you.
Okay. Any questions? Do we have a motion?
Moved.
What, motion, Bennett? Okay, we have a motion by Bennett,
Second.
seconded by Rickrell. And if there's no discussion, go ahead and take the roll.
Coolman,
Yes.
Alinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. Item H is a resolution setting a date for a public hearing on a proposed vacation of a portion of North Decker Street and referring to the proposal to the Planning and Zoning Commission for review. So, go ahead.
I don't have anything further, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay.
So move.
Okay, motion by Lyon.
Second.
Seconded by Bennett. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Alinger,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Coolman,
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Item 11, reports and communications. Anybody on council have anything to report?
Oh, me. Horseshoe's been stocked with like a whole bunch of different species of fish, and that big 5-pound catfish that has like the tag on the back fin has still not been caught. And there's a very nice rod and reel for the person that catches it. So, but there's been a lot of people out there fishing and enjoying that, and I'll be excited to see a bunch more benches around there for more seating for fishing people and people that just want to enjoy.
Good. I'm glad things are turning out so well down there.
Really nice.
City manager?
I just have two things. We're gonna make our third attempt at the goal setting next Monday night, 6 p.m. And if we get another storm, we're gonna take Pat Callahan into the basement and then do our goal setting there, so. Second, I'll turn it over to Jen Schwab in a second, but, you know, first off, fire department should be thanked for their response. Huge debt of gratitude there, but also, and I'll turn over to Jen on this, but we shared a Facebook post to ask the community not to use water effectively during that fire. And, you know, by Monday morning, that hit 21.8 thousand people. I mean, that's how serious people took it. And so, as far as I know, and I'm not the water scientist, but I think it worked pretty well, and I'll turn it over to Jen.
So Josh called and asked me to address the council, and I just want to say everyone should be very proud of how it went. With one water tower down, it was absolutely worst-case scenario. I immediately contacted Josh and asked him to put a post out to conserve water, and I feel like people really did. I sat here just about the entire time Saturday night and watched the tower levels, and we were dropping about 4 feet every hour and a half. And we never reached a low water tower level until 12:30 a.m. Sunday morning, at which point Actually, Matt Tranel and I were talking back and forth all through the night, and they started using 2 fire hydrants. When we started dropping fairly fast, they shut it down to use 1 hydrant. Many of you don't know this, but when the water plant was built in 2008, there's a well there, we call it well number 3, that we can't use to put into our public water system because it's high in nitrates and high in radium. We left it there just for the fire department. We run it every month just to run the rust out of it. It shoots right out into our parking lot. We do need to do some training because the fire department, some of them didn't even know it was there, and there was no connections for it. But we had Andrew set up a portable outside, and I could pump faster than 3 trucks could fill. So we did that for quite a while until their truck decided it didn't want to suck anymore. So then they went down to the river and started pumping out of the river. But I just got to say that, you know, people conserved, we want to thank them, and it was the best case that could have happened that night, so
Good.
we should be proud.
Good. I'm glad you were able to come up with a way to get water to them.
Yeah.
We went through that once before downtown, where we ran out of water.
And I will say, we did not run out of water. I went to Wyoming Fair Sunday to a smoking competition with my oldest son, and the first thing I got approached with was, how did you guys run out of water in Maquoketa? We did not run out of water. We have 500,000 gallons in the tower that's still full, and we used probably 40% of that when we hit low level, which still means we never lost pressure anywhere in the system. A few years ago, we had a component go down and we lost pressure in the system. We did rounds on a Saturday morning, come in Sunday, found it. We did lose pressure. We did not lose pressure with all the water we used on that fire. We still had part of that 500,000 gallons. We have $1 million gallon reservoir under the skate park. We probably maybe used half of that just to keep filling the water tower, so.
Good. Well, good job. Well done.
Yep.
Anybody else? Now they take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alinger, seconded by Bennett. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
We're adjourned.